Good evening, Aquarius. This is Lady Scarlet, and I am going to do a mid-April reading for you. So I think I'm going to use my Jane Austen deck tonight for the base cards. So we have a couple of things happening astrologically. Mercury is still in Aries, but it'll be going into Taurus soon, I believe. Whoa, those cards flew across the room. So I had to like lean over and get them. So we've got Hermit, which is a Virgo card, but it's also Nine of Pentacles in this deck. We have the Empress. And we have the Emperor right there together. Woo. We have a divine counterpart right there. And Ten of Pentacles. The bottom of the deck, Hierophant. I do believe some of you are deepening a commitment or possibly getting married. Or very much talking about deepening the commitment. There's a King of Pentacles there too, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Ace of Cups. Some of you have just met this person, but you are pretty sure that they're the one. It's pretty strong. Queen of Wands, also the Empress in this deck. So Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And then the Emperor in this deck is also the King of Swords, which is Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. So, and, you know, definitely gender roles don't necessarily matter. So just put those roles where they go, right? Let's get a couple of more cards for you, Aquarius, for your base read. Just need a few more cards. Thank you, spirit guides, angels, ancestors. So we've got Nine of Swords and 10 of Wands. So, okay. So for some of you, you've met this person, seemed really, really easy at first, seemed like soulmate material, but you're getting in your head a little bit, and there's different obligations on the relationship now. At the bottom of the deck, Two of Pentacles, Two of Wands, and the Hierophant. So some of you, there's a divorce happening or a major split, but for some of you, it's a deepening of the commitment. So I see two different things happening here, but let's clarify. And I think I'm going to use the Welcome to Night Vale deck because it's just continuously reading pretty well for me. Actually, I say that. I looked at the bottom and it's Knight of Wands. Let me look at the bottom of my Supernatural deck and see what it says. The Devil, which is Capricorn. Nope, we're not choosing that one. Let's look at the bottom of the Mystic. The bottom of the Mystic, we've got Queen of Swords. That's definitely an Aquarius card. We're going to go with the Mystic. We're going to let the cards decide, you all. So let's go with the Mystic and see what they clarify on this. I do pre-shuffle the cards and meditate on them before I read. And so I, think about Aquarius as I'm meditating and shuffling. And so let's see what they want to tell us. Let's clarify this Hermit, Nine of Pentacles. So some of you were, single maybe even for a while and pretty independent, and now you're in a relationship, deepening the commitment. Six of Swords. So that's moving forward to calmer waters with this partnership. Get a couple more cards. Why is that Six of Swords here? Okay, so the Moon, which is a Cancer card, it also could be about things hidden. Five of Pentacles, so things weren't necessarily, maybe you were out in the cold with someone, or money was a struggle. And then King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. So I'm getting for some of you that there was a relationship, it ended, you were single, or less occupied, let's say that for some of us. Focusing on work, focusing on study, and then an 8 and an 8, that's balance. But for some of you, there was a split and then a relationship. For some of you, there is a big split happening. And for some of you, you are deepening commitment. There's lots of energies coming out, Aquarius, lots of energies. There's the Emperor at the bottom, Knight of Wands. So there was somebody, an Emperor is and Wands are both associated with Aries. Conflict, Five of Swords. Could be somebody around you that's really domineering also. I don't get that here with these two cards because these two are a divine counterpart right next to each other in the home environment and the near future. So if you have not met this person yet, it's coming up. It's coming up. So lots of cards are falling. Lots. Two of Pentacles keeps coming up. Shh, Dax, hush. Ace of Swords, Wheel of Fortune. The Fool, which is another Aries card. Three of Wands. So there's balance coming towards you. But there's also this Nine of Swords that I really... But let's clarify the Empress first. So we had a book fall, so I mean, you all keep getting a book falling. Okay, so Nine of Wands, which is sometimes called the Wounded Warrior, but it's also, in a lot... I pick up energy from it as setting healthy boundaries, right? You're defending your space. And so some of you are changing your boundaries with the people around you, possibly in your home environment. There's been some conflict, but you see how there are people walking away from the fray? You know what I mean? So it's like picking and choosing battles. Four of Cups, you know, so I get from this that you're wanting your environment to be different than it is. Like maybe, you know, there was that Nine of Pentacles over here, the Hermit, where it's like needing space. And so boundaries are different now. Four of Pentacles, two fours together is often a stalemate. So it's like, I feel like maybe you might be stuck in the situation you're in. But there's the Judgment card as well. So it's like you're trying to figure out how to change the situation that you're in, the home environment that you're in. And that could be a lot of different things. I'm picking up a ton of different things. So for some of you, a relationship ending. For some of you, a deeper commitment. And maybe this choice to leave the specific environment means that you are moving in with a partner, which creates that deeper environment. King of Wands at the bottom, which is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Ace of Cups. Very passionate beginning with the Ace of Wands there. I mean, that's a lot of passion. Page of Cups. Some of you might be expecting soon, or maybe already know that there's a child on the way. Let's clarify the Ten of Pentacles. So, Ten of Pentacles, and then you've got Seven of Swords and Two of Cups. So some of you were in a relationship where, and it looks previous, maybe some of you are still in that relationship and trying to have an ending to it with the Judgment card in your home environment. But for some of you, you were previously in a relationship where you couldn't trust someone or felt like they weren't giving you all of the truth. And so you thought you had the right person, but you know, this Nine of Swords, it's like you're worried about getting to a deeper level with someone because of a past situation in which you were lied to or cheated on or something like that, right? Ten of Cups at the bottom, Three of Pentacles, King of Swords. I mean, I'd like to get one more card on that Two of Cups and the Seven of Swords, particularly that Seven of Swords. It feels past, but some of you might be currently in that where you're not trusting your relationship or the person that you're in a relationship with. So let's get one more card on that. It's going to give us a few. Yeah, so some conflict. There's reward for effort. Some of you definitely walking away, and that leads to wish fulfillment for you. But some of you are in suspension about it. You're not moving forward, but you know that things would be better if you did. I'm not going to put all of those cards down, but some of you were trying to figure out how to sneak away from this situation, or you did sneak away from the situation you were in. Let's clarify the Emperor, because I really feel like there's something better in the future, but it also leads to more obligations. You know, Ten of Wands is about, you know, look at all those books, right? It's like carrying all of those books, right? So let's clarify to get more information, though. Let's clarify the Emperor first. also have, man, it's giving me books. Let's get less than a book to clarify the King of Swords. There's also Pisces and Aquarius, Saturn and a sextile with the North Node. There's several, we have an eclipse coming up in not that long. So there's a lot of things happening out there in the universe that are causing some changes, right? So conflict, reward for efforts expended. That's also about divine timing. Seven of Cups, the Hermit again, which is Virgo, the Hierophant, and Ten of Swords. Definitely looks like a split up for some of you with somebody who may have been domineering. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, I'm picking up. It very well could be somebody else close to you where there's a split. Some of you might be leaving a job in which you felt very attached to, and you're worried about, you know, how do you make things work with money. At the same time, some of you are deepening a commitment, even possibly getting engaged, getting married. At the bottom, again, new love, Ace of Wands. I mean, those are right there together again. Passionate, new beginning in love. Some of you, that results in a child. The Devil is right under that, so that's breaking the shackles. You know, some of you could have just met someone and you're already, you know, in the cut, we've got the Lovers, which is a decision in a relationship. I mean, let's clarify this Nine of Swords. Getting some sleepless nights, some worry. Nine of Pentacles, I mean, you know, two nines together often can be acceptance of a situation. King of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn card. Let's clarify. Whew. So messages, there's the Lovers again. Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, and Nine of Swords again. Some of you are really stressed out about the, okay, I get it too. If you, I'm just picking up too, like, you're like, oh my gosh, we're going to have a baby and we have to tell everybody and they're going to freak out and blah, blah, blah. And you're worried about how that information is going to be processed by the people around you, like your loved ones and family. Maybe because it's really early on in the relationship for some of you. And for some of you, it's like, you're just nervous about how people are going to take that news for whatever reason. I mean, there's a bunch of different reasons. Remember, this is a general reading, so, you know, I'm picking up a lot of different kinds of energy. 3 nines. Right there. I mean, that's wish fulfillment. It also could be that you're worried about deepening a commitment with somebody who might have some kind of an addiction issue. And that's a worry for you. And I mean, that could create undue stress, right? If you're dealing with somebody that you're worried about deepening a commitment to and you feel like they have, you know, this thing that needs to be worked through. Ace of Swords at the bottom, so truth. 3 of Pentacles in the World. I'm just getting you and me and baby make 3, like, very strongly. And the World is completion of a cycle, or, you know, having it all. Let's clarify this 10 of Wands at the bottom. I'm also picking up with the books here that one of the books on there is called The Wanderer, and it really stands out to me. It's like maybe some of you really do need to take a break. You need some rest. And some kind of vacation. Whether you can afford to take a vacation or not, some kind of break. Like, things have really been stressful. King of Swords, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra card. You know, I'm picking up that too. You might, you know, be in kind of that more masculine energy right now. Like, I'm a Taurus sun, but I have a lot of masculine energy in my chart, and sometimes I'm more in that divine masculine, more in the divine feminine, and then sometimes it's really balanced out. So it's like kind of a taking care of business kind of thing. You know, the King and Queen of Swords are calm, cool, and collected, and they think about things analytically. or practically even. If one of you is a lawyer, you're worried about a case, or if you're involved in a case. Magician, I mean, that's about using your skills to get into or out of a situation. Well, that one just flew out. Six of Pentacles. Some generosity. But also, it's like, okay, I'm getting a sense too, like you feel like you've been on trial. You know, if you are a lawyer and you're getting this Ten of Wands, you've been working really, really hard on a case. Go back to using your skills. There's something that you're incredibly good at. And it's like you need to go into your divine skill set. You have almost felt like you're the one on trial. And if it's not you, it's someone around you, maybe you are involved in a case, there's something about divine skills and feeling like you're the one on trial when you're not necessarily the one on trial. And something about books. Like, go back to the books. That's what I'm getting. The bottom, Two of Swords, there's two different paths. So in this card, she is holding, there's a sword behind her, and this is the sword of truth and justice that she's actually holding in her hand. And that's Archangel Michael's sword. And Archangel Michael holds the sword of truth and justice and defeats Lucifer, right? And Lucifer can't ever beat Archangel Michael, no matter how hard he tries. Okay? So I don't know who needed to hear that, but it's like the truth and justice will get you there with use of your skills, and some of those skills are divine, whether you're the lawyer in this situation or you're just somebody attached to the case. And that's at the bottom of the deck. Seven of Wands, I'm just getting put on your spiritual armor very strongly. The clarity is right there, whether you think that it is or not, like you've been doubting yourself. Now that could be for everybody, not just this particular, because that lawyer thing here is not going to be for everybody, obviously. That's very, very specific. But I picked it up very strongly. Let's clarify with the personal deck for you, Aquarius. And, you know, judgment in the home environment, it's like, for some, you know, for those of you involved in a case, it's affecting your home environment. So, and then right on the top is the Pearl. Gemini, Libra energy, but this is about legal luck. Okay? Pearls. You might see judges or lawyers wear pearls. There's a reason. They're supposed to be good luck in court cases. Crown chakra. Spiritual connection. Flexible thinking. Some of you, it's flexible thinking and intuition and gratitude. Crown chakra is associated with violet. It's the 7th chakra. I feel like some of these messages are very specific for someone, okay? One moment in time, racing with destiny. You're more than you thought you could be. This is about reaching your goals. That song, One Moment in Time by Whitney Houston, was from the 1988 Olympics in Atlanta, okay? And all I'm thinking is using your skills. You have a special skill, and you need to tap into that. And the way to tap into that is putting on your spiritual armor and digging in, right? You've got several cards indicating there's rewards for efforts expended. Moldavite, this is meteor energy. Well, it's major, incredible change. It's like the Tower card in my personal deck. It's not negative in any way, but a lot of times when we go through a Tower experience, it feels negative. This is also about opening up your heart chakra, okay? If we do things through love, they're not ever wrong, and that doesn't mean that we allow people to take advantage of us in any way. True unconditional love is loving people even though they may not sit at your table anymore, but you love them from afar, right? It's about ascension. It's about a life-giving force, highly spiritual and energetic. It leads you to places untouched. I think that that's very significant for someone, leading you to places untouched. Somebody that's watching me has seen through the veil. And I'm not going to explain that, because if you have, you know what I'm talking about. Definitely somebody is dealing with somebody with addictions, or I'm going to say this, if you've recently gotten clean or sober, you might be in an ascension and you're seeing stuff that you've been trying to tamp down through addiction. I say that because, I'm 5 years sober, and one of the things that happened when I was drinking is it tamped down my intuition and my spiritual gifts a lot. And so it's like, you're doing the right thing, okay? If you're walking away from negative attachments, it doesn't have to be an addiction, okay? It could be just negative attachments or people that are holding you back. Walking away from them, setting healthy boundaries, like I talked about in your home environment. And you have the Nine of Wands here, which is a lot of times when that card comes up, sometimes people refer to it as the wounded warrior, but I feel like it's setting healthy boundaries, especially in this situation. In your home spot, citrine, which is Sagittarius energy. I feel like maybe some of you have Sagittarius in your chart, but it's also about warm, positive energy. It's restorative. It's about vitality, illumination, right? Let's get a couple more cards to clarify that. Some of you are just getting really, you're tapping in spiritually, and yeah, somebody watching me has seen through the veil. And you'll know what I mean by that. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Some of you might be Capricorn, Aquarius, Cuspers as many times as I've felt Capricorn come through this read, or you might be dealing with Capricorn. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius right next to that. So some of you might also have these other signs in your birth charts, right, as well. Sacral chakra. This is also about creativity, but there is a very passionate beginning with somebody. I mean, I got that Ace of Cups and Ace of Wands several times at the bottom of the deck in your read in the Mystic Tarot. So this is about, like, don't feel bad about having a pleasurable experience. Like, it's like I'm getting some doubt in there, like, I'm not enough for this person. Like, how am I enough? Stop. If they're with you and they're enjoying it and you're having a good time, don't, I mean, it's hard to say that. I understand feeling insecure about yourself. But it's like, it's more that you're afraid of the vulnerability part of it. And really tapping into that and being vulnerable with the person that you're with. Connect to spirit. I mean, that's all over this read. Connect to spirit. So root chakra, it's about getting grounded. It's about your foundation. Some of the things that we can do to get rooted are to, put our feet in the dirt, earthing, it's called, or plant a garden, or, maybe if you're in an apartment, you could have, like, some potted plants or things like that. It's also associated with the color red. You might be seeing that. Also, if you're having a lot of nightmares and anxiety, you really need to work on getting grounded. That will help. Connecting to spirit definitely helps with that. Let's get a couple more to clarify for Aquarius, please. Whew, a couple more. Give me a book. I'm afraid of the truth, but there is somebody around you that is afraid. I feel like this is you afraid to be vulnerable with someone. Work on grounding, okay? Talk to someone you trust, too. And I didn't say it before, but, maybe a therapist, if this is really affecting you, sleep, work, if it's affecting you in several areas of your life, I suggest, talking to a therapist, talking to someone. That gave me a ton of and I'm not enough for you. I can never give you what you need. That came out in this sacral chakra, that thought, and there it is. You think you're not enough for someone, but they are choosing you. Connect to spirit. It's okay to be vulnerable. Grounding and protection, black onyx. Soul star chakra, soul's destiny, spiritual wisdom, purity. That's the 8th chakra. The soul star is above our crown chakra. So this is also about past life regression. I mean, maybe some of you need to tap into Akashic records and find out there might be something karmic holding you back. Okay. And sympathy for the devil. What's confusing you is the nature of my game. Some of you have some childhood trauma. And it also could be karmic stuff that maybe you need to tap into Akashic records and figure out what it is. There's like for instance, I had weird abandonment issues, and I didn't have any weird abandonment. I didn't have anything that would give me abandonment issues from my childhood. I had a really very stable childhood with my parents. But I had this super huge fear of someone leaving me. And I did some Akashic records, I did some past life stuff, and it helped me to figure out why. And then I kind of went through that dark night of the soul thing, and I don't have that issue the same way that I did before, right? I feel much more secure in my situation. So that is just an example I'm just sharing with you to give you an idea of that. Sometimes our karmic stuff is actually where that feeling comes from, that I feel trapped, and then I feel like this person's going to abandon me. And so we make different decisions in relationships based on what we need to deal with karmically. And we keep choosing situations that put us in the place to make that decision over and over again until we get it right. Right? You could just say, if you had some kind of trauma that happened and you haven't resolved it, we keep putting ourselves in situations that causing us trauma until we choose a different path. You can think of it in the 3D as well, okay? True north, I took the road less traveled by, and it has made all the difference. You have a divine purpose. It literally says no more hiding on this card. For some of you tapping into the person that I'm talking to who's seen through the veil, I get that it can be super scary, but once you take that step and you know, and you have that sense of knowing, it's really hard to go back, okay? So I would say do a lot of work balancing, do a lot of prayer work, do a lot of work with humility and grace and gratitude, right? That will help you through that. You know, maybe find somebody who can mentor you through that, okay? Earth Star Chakra, this is the super root, foundation of our energy system. It's our anchor. One of the things that you can do to balance, Earth Star is below our root chakra, okay? So think of it like as a foot down into the ground below you, or that's a good way to imagine it. But again, bare feet in the grass or the dirt is a really good way to do that. But also imagining that there are roots coming from your feet into the ground, rooting you in place, and that your arms are kind of branches of a tree. That visualization can help you with the Earth Star Chakra. You can also look into that. This is also about the whole of humanity. And if there is, that's Aquarius, right? I mean, Aquarius is about the whole of humanity. Let's get, I'm going to move these out of the way, and let's get some advice from my personal oracle cards. I'm just getting that somebody watching this has like some major past life work to do, and research, right? Do some research, do some work with your spiritual connection, do some healing work. If you need to talk to a therapist about like some, you know, past trauma, it's like it's time to do that, you know? I mean, I say that it's a lot of work to work on our trauma, you know? It's not to be taken lightly at all. And I commend you, you know, those of you that are doing that work, because I understand, you know, I'm a therapist. I understand that that is difficult, and I've done that work, you know. I understand that it can be very difficult. Okay, let's get some advice from our personal oracle. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Angels, and Ancestors. Let's get some advice for... Ooh, okay, not those. That's like too many. Do not be too eager to deal out death and judgment. There's someone around you very judgmental, and I think that that's where some of this fear comes. That's like they're triggering you somehow. It may not be your fault what happened, but it is your responsibility to heal. Definitely someone that has some trauma triggers going on. Focus and grow. Let's get a couple more. It's never the changes we want that change everything. Communication is connection. Let's get a couple more for Aquarius, please. Sit with it, or some decision that you need to make, and that for some of you, that's that deeper commitment, that there's some fear associated with that. And I just communicate, sit with it, really think about what it is that you want. It's never the changes we want that change everything. For some of you that might have just found out that you're going to have a baby, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm not ready for this, right? Nobody ever really is. I can tell you that. You never really understand a person until you consider things from his point of view, until you climb inside of his skin and walk around it. So I'm going to tell you, for some of you that are dealing with somebody very domineering and maybe triggering you, they have a past as well, and that is why they're doing what they're doing. It's not excusing them being abusive in any way, but it might help you understand why you're allowing that trigger. Say that well, this person's had a lot of trauma and I should be kind to them. That doesn't allow them to treat you bad. You can allow that, sure, but we teach people how to treat us. And and I did get in your home environment that you're putting down healthy boundaries, and it's probably really difficult. So my heart goes out to you. I'm thinking of you. I know that it's really difficult to put down boundaries, and teach someone how to treat us, especially if it's been really triggering. Exercise and fresh air. Again, I'm getting the grounding from this, okay? You want to fly, you got to give up the shit that weighs you down. Okay? Pray, meditate. Those were at the bottom of the deck. So this is really a really heavy read, Aquarius. I just, my heart goes out to you, because it feels like there's a lot of heaviness around you, and you're trying to deal, it's almost like you're trying to make everybody around you happy, because you don't want the conflict. And so you're really trying to put boundaries down I'm looking away and pulling out 3 runes. Okay. Manaz in reverse, Wunjo in reverse, and Gifu. Okay. It's been bad, but it's definitely getting better with Gifu in the outcome. Let us look. So Manaz in reverse. There's lots of things that have been in your way. Obstructions. That 10 of Wands, right, you had in your outcome. It can also... So, Manaz in reverse can also mean that we're in our head and we're often, at times, our own worst enemy. Again, I'm going to suggest that you talk to someone, okay? Wunjo in reverse. It's like you have had a lot of pain. Let me get to Wunjo in reverse. Things have been slow in coming to fruition for you, but you have Gifu in the outcome, which that's a gift, okay? So some of you might have had some dissatisfaction in your job, like you haven't been promoted and you've been there for a while. A gift can very well mean promotion, or it can mean a new position or new job somewhere. But it really depends on your way of thinking, okay? There might have been delays in relationships. But, some of you, very much so, I've read that some of you are having a deepening commitment, or you've met someone new and it's moving really fast, okay? Where you have felt like you've waited around for it for a long time. There's a third party. Freudian slip there. It means what it means. Okay. Frictions and delays by a third party. For some of you, that's somebody maybe that you live with or you have lived with, possibly. Okay, so let's learn about Gifu, because Gifu is a very, very positive rune, and it's at the end of your rune cast, which means it's the outcome. So truly a gift to gladden your heart when you see it. It has no reversed position, okay? It's always positive. Fortuitous outcome in any undertaking made. Partnership of some sort, business or love. It can herald an important development in a romantic relationship, right? Like getting engaged or married, or just deepening the commitment of some kind. gift or generosity of some sort coming into your life. Could be an emotional gift in love or material gift of a timely nature. Money coming to you in a gem or an item in which you have been needing. Um, the problem has roots of an emotional nature typically, whatever you've been experiencing, and definitely with joy in reverse, Wunjo in reverse, there's been some triggering going on. Um, Gifu shows up when there's about to be relief from your troubles, and often it is about a time of peace and contentment coming into your life. So, which is why I say Gifu and your outcome is extremely good. Okay. So let's get you some crazy, sexy love notes at the end of your read here, Aquarius. And these are just some really good advice, and they're kind of cute. So. So, some crazy, sexy love notes for Aquarius. Thank you, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and Angels. Can we please get some notes of encouragement for our Aquarian friends here? Okay. Ooh, decide. Some decision you need to make. For some of you that are stuck in a situation, this definitely is for you. It's time to make a decision. Being on the fence drains your energy. No matter what you choose, it will be the exact right thing for your spiritual path. Channel your energy, be decisive, learn, grow, and decide. Breathe deeply. Breathe big. Let it all in. Expand your fabulous belly. Who cares if your jeans feel too tight? Here's an idea. Buy a roomier pair. Deep, full breaths invigorate you. They release sadness and allow ecstasy to flood in. Pause. Inhale a long, slow, big, delicious breath. Exhale. Remember, whenever the going gets tough, take a deep breath and trust that you are capable of greatness. And for some of you that have been dealing with insecurities, I felt that very strongly needed to go to you, okay? Confidence. So I said in your read, some of you were having some insecurities, right? Confidence. It's a peacock on there. Peacock, male peacocks are super confident, right? That's what they say, peacock yourself, right? It takes courage to put your butt on the line and go for it. And the best way to strengthen your confidence is to put yourself out there. Who cares what other people think? Everybody starts somewhere, and don't worry about making mistakes. You can always course correct. But you'll never know or grow unless you try, and the more you do, the more confident and successful you'll become. When you shine, we are all inspired to do the same. Adventure awaits. Remember I said some of you, things have been really, like, you need some kind of break. I know that different people have different incomes, and so it's not, we are not all able to go take a cruise, okay? But you could take a break of some kind and do something nice for yourself, okay? And it says, break up your routine and live a little, sweetheart. It's time for some adventure. Plan a vacation, take a spontaneous drive. A change of pace and scenery will do you good. Plus, you never know whom you'll meet or what you'll experience along the way. A fabulous new friend or partner. A spectacular meal at a charming local joint. The vista of a lifetime. Adventure awaits. Make waves. It's your turn to make a splash and rock a few creaky boats. Don't be afraid to get wet. You may fail, you may look foolish, or you may make people think in a new way. Every great trailblazer and changemaker made waves. You're no different. And find your tribe. They are out there. Once you start calling in your soul tribe, they start coming in. I mean, I know, because it's kind of crazy when that happens too, because it's like you just know you can tell these people things, and you'll just tell someone something and they'll be like, me too, like that Phoebe did on Friends. Me too, right? You have that feeling, and it's like this divine connection happens. Your spiritual tribe is out there, and once you find your tribe members, rejoice together, motivate each other, support each other, and stick together. Share your accomplishments, hopes, desires, and heartbreak. Praise each other and offer the kindest tough love when needed. There's strength in numbers. You're never alone. Find your tribe, Aquarius. All right, that is your reading, Aquarius. Thank you to all of my subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, please do. If this resonated with you in any way, all of the likes, shares, and sweet comments, I truly appreciate. This is Lady Scarlet, and I hope to see you again.